today I'm giving you too much, history. Today we just learn a little bit more, but different from yesterday. And yesterday was like a summer, and we just know 1927, what happened in Nanchang, and then what the result, the Nanchang uprising, and the why it mentioned Jinganshan Mountain, and of course Jinganshan Mountain. And when they arrived at Jinganshan Mountain, what did they do? And in 1934, why they had to leave Jinganshan Mountain for the western part of China and until 1936. But this morning in the museum, and whether we're more interesting because we can see a lot of the. Let's go across the road over here. Yeah. And watch the traffic. And in the museum, and we're going to see a lot of the pictures and something that Premier Zhou Enlai or Chairman Mao and the other top leaders, have used when they stay on the top of the mountain. That's quite interesting. And after that, we are going to visit the residence, one of the residents of Chairman Mao, just by there. And then we are going to take our bus to the tourist center, and over there, and we will transfer the shuttle bus, which is provided by the local government to do the mountain tour. And this morning, before the lunch, we will go to the highest mountain in this area, which is named the Huangyang. The elevation is 1,343 meters, and here it is 800 meters. So that means before lunch, we will drive high from 8 meters to be 1,343 meters. And then after that, we are going to a place which is named Xiaojing in Chinese. Xiao means little, Jing means well, W-E-L-L. Like I mentioned to you yesterday, Jinganshan Mountain, Jing means well, and Xiaojing. And over there, we have a chance to visit a hospital, which set up during that time. It's a hospital, and there are a lot of the stories about hospital. I will tell you later. And then we're going to have lunch over there. Our lunch may be either before the hospital or after the hospital. It doesn't matter. And then we are going to take a paper car to see a beautiful waterfall. Okay, and the waterfall, we take a paper car down and then take a paper car off. And then last place that we are going to visit today is named Dajing. That means big. Jing means well. So Dajing is the name of the village. And when the Chairman Mao came to Jinganshan Mountain, Dajing village is the first village he stayed. So that's why we can see a very beautiful and best preserved residence of Chairman Mao over there. And we are going to see a big tree, and about 100 years ago, and the Chairman Mao stayed there, and the big books over there, and something like that. So this is, and then we go back to the Bangkok. And if timing is perfect, and we're going to have a dinner, and after dinner we go back hotel. And then you will have the time to walk around. Either the historical part or night market over there. Okay, and the top left, you see those ladies. They're dancing over there. If you're living in China, you're going to see this quite a lot, everywhere. Right, but I'm very curious, why? There are lots of, how do you say, ladies are doing that, no gentlemen. Yeah. Okay, and by the way, have you seen on the top of the hill?
Yes.
That's a torch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you will see the torch. Okay, in Jinganshan, this area, the statue, you will see a lot of the torches and the fire, the flame. Because they have those are the things very meaningful, like a fire. And Chairman Mao used to say, a very little spark can start the big fire. Yeah, so that means when the Chairman Mao came to Jinganshan Mountain 100 years ago, the troop of the Communist Party of China was very weak, not very powerful, just like a very little spark. But this spark, how to say, is the beginning of the big fire. I want to say what the Chairman Mao predict is quite right. He's very foreseen. He know what is going to happen, a long time ago. But you can see in the end, this small sparkle become a big fire, and even he overthrow the rule of the Kuomintang, Chiang Kai-shek, and the Chiang Kai-shek had to live to Taiwan. Okay, and in front of us, that's the statue of Chairman Mao. But don't worry, we have a chance to see a lot of the statues of Chairman Mao in this area. But now we need to go across the road. And by the way, under the Chairman Mao, have you seen the 8 Chinese characters? The left one, that means little sparkle. The last, the 4 to the right, that means that can start big fire. This is what I mentioned to you just now. Okay, yeah. This, I want to say, this slogan was used quite often at that time, and this can inspire, those soldiers and the local people which are in the dark, to fight for their future. So at that time, I want to say, when we go to the first exhibition room in the museum, you were found the living conditions was very poor for the Chairman Mao and for the Communist Party, just like a little spot. But gradually, they become a big fire to change, even the whole China. So that's the history. That's the spark of the fire. And the last one is the torch. Torch, that's still something meaningful. It's very magnificent. When Dr. Sun Yat-sen passed away, and the Chiang Kai-shek didn't follow the policy of Dr. Sun Yat-sen. And so that's why at that time, China was in the dark. Okay, so when we're in the dark, so what do we need? We need a torchlight to guide us the way to go. So that's why the torchlight symbolizes the target that we're going to do. And the fire, the little spark, that means our future. Even now we are very weak, but in the future we can become a big fire. So everything, no matter how powerful or how strong it is, but they all started from a very little, baby, and from very little. So that means big and little. So this is the reason. And the museum that we are going to visit was set up in 1962 when Zhu De, I want to say, in China, our leader can be classified to be the generations, right? First generation is the leader is Chairman Mao, and the second generation, the leader is Mr. Deng Xiaoping. You know Deng Xiaoping, right? He studied company policy to the outside world, so that China can ship today. And then in 1989, when Deng Xiaoping passed away, and the third one is Jiang Zemin had to be the successor, and so Jiang Zemin is the leader of the third generation. And then Mr. Hu Jintao will be the fourth. So our current leader, Xi Jinping, he is the leader, the core of the fifth generation. What I mean is, so everything here is related to the first generation. Of course, for the first generation, the leader of the first generation, of course, the leader is Chairman Mao. He ranks number 1, and the number 2 is Premier Zhou Enlai. Zhou Enlai is the leader of Nanking Uprising, and the number 3 is called Zhu De. Okay, it's there. It's number 3 is called Zhu De. Zhu De, when the new China is founded, Zhu De become the president of the Standing Committee of National People's Congress, and Premier Zhou Enlai ranks number 2, so he was premier. And the number 1 is Mao Zedong become our president. So
我可以和你合影吗？
哎，你好。
合影这样合影。哎，前麦。走啊，漂亮。
来。
Hello。
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 耶。
中国tanz尼亚好朋友。
啊，好朋友，金刚山毛主席的好地方，抓他们两个。谢谢。